Motion by Commissioner Singfield.
Second.
Second by Commissioner McClendon. Some discussion on this. Since we talked about this on Thursday, we've had several calls and concerns, some good concerns that will lead us to hopefully amending what we had on the agenda of Thursday, but some that was just not quite understanding, and I want us to try again to let everybody understand what we're doing. First, the most calls I got were people like in Olympia. It's not Olympia Hills, is it? The one just south of Olympia Spa, Olympia, whatever that is, who have, like the Highlands or anywhere else, have brick mailboxes right out by the road. It's a subdivision. So one of the changes in the amended policy that I would ask you all to consider is that we exempt all platted subdivisions. So this policy would not apply if you have a platted subdivision. You know, the issue with the right-of-ways and all that are different in subdivisions anyway, but you all know if you drive in any nice subdivision, or any subdivision for that matter, there's not a lot of right-of-way to begin with. Usually it's curbed, and it just will not be an issue. The other language in the amendment hopefully clarifies the notification letter. It adds the sentence, property owners will be notified by letter if there is an encroachment on the right-of-way. Any existing hazard on the right-of-way will be removed by Houston County after 30 days from the date shown on the notification letter. You know, we're not going to leave this meeting and start sending out a bunch of notification letters. As a matter of fact, nothing will change. Mr. Kirkland, you correct me if I'm wrong. Nothing will change from where we currently are unless there is a new structure that we find being built incorrectly, or if your road gets resurfaced. A-trip projects that are ongoing are grandfathered, so those won't be impacted. But you know, we don't have a lot of resurfacing on our agenda right now because we don't have the funds. We hope to at some point. And if you have a road that's not in a subdivision with a non-breakaway mailbox or anything else for that matter, it's not just mailboxes, then we will ask that they be moved. But this is not something that you know. I've heard or read that, you know, the county was going to start issuing letters next week to move mailboxes. That's not correct. This will not take place until a road is resurfaced. Now, the reason for this, so those, let's address the amendment first. You all have the amended version, and what we would need is a motion to amend the previous motion with this recommended amendment. Motion by Commissioner Harvey. Second by Commissioner Singfield. All in favor of that, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion. All right, approved. Now we're back on the original. I want to be sure we understand why we're doing this. This is not something the county has gone out and looked for. I think the 10 foot from the edge of the pavement has worked well, in our opinion, and you know, we were fine with that. However, we have to work under the auspices of the State Department of Transportation. They approve plans on system roads before we can let them. We have to approve the plans their way or they will not fund them. As a matter of fact, they sent us via email the letter they want us to start using, and I want to ask Mr. Kirkland to read that first paragraph on that letter, and then you can make any comments you want. This is the letter that they require us to send back to them on any project on a county road before it's done. That's right?
Yes.
Okay.
This came February the 7th, and it's stating to replace the old letter with this letter.
Okay.
The first paragraph reads, "This is to certify that any right-of-way encroachments such as non-breakaway mailboxes, brick columns, fences, utility poles and clear zone buildings, etc., will be removed prior to authorization of the project. It is understood that failure to remove hazardous right-of-way encroachments associated with the project could result in withdrawal of federal and/or state funds from this project or future federal aid projects." And this is the letter that we have to sign and send back in before they'll even do the plans on a project. So,
That's right. That is new terminology in the letter that they are requiring, in essence, what we're doing. So, again, we didn't go out looking for this. This is something, if we want to continue to get federal aid projects, which is all the $23 million of A-TRIP money is federal aid projects. If we don't, agree to this, we wouldn't get that. We get over $500,000 a year in maintenance funds. That funding would be in jeopardy without this. So, again, this is we're not sitting up here looking for any issues, but we do have to make sure we comply, and we have to make sure that we get every possible dollar to do the job that we do, and I think we want every possible dollar to come back to our community, because we send a lot of money to the state and federal government. So, any questions about that? And I hope I answered. Have any of you heard? I know you've all had calls, as I have, and messages, and like I said, the main thing I had heard was in subdivision. So I hope we've addressed that. But any other comments? Just a minute. Any other questions or comments?
I have a comment, Mr.
All right.
Chairman. Thank
Okay.
you. I think you've covered it very well, and County Engineer Barkley Kirkland's covered it very well from the letter that has been received from Alabama Department of Transportation, going to all different engineers and counties. But one of the factors influencing the Federal Highway Administration and the Alabama Department of Transportation to implement and enforce regulations concerning right-of-way hazards. It's a safety issue also. It pertains to, the serious injuries have resulted because of vehicles hitting some of these structures. So I think this, we're seeing too that this concerns us is protecting the citizens of our county. Thank you,
yes,
Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mm-hmm. Other comments from the commission?
No, I think the gaping hole from communication was that people they thought it was a mandate coming from us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only issues I had. I had several calls about, please vote no, please, why would you do this? This is stupid, this is, whatever. Which I get that, but that was the only disconnect I think there was. So I think you handled that.
Okay. Anyone want to address the commission on this subject? You can come to the podium and state your name.
Jerry Dillard. Explain the definition of a breakaway post office, mailbox post.
Mr. Kirkland, you want to address that?
mailboxes on the right-of-way must be mounted on a wooden post not greater than 4x4 or 4 inches in diameter, or a 2-inch in diameter hollow thin-walled metal post.
Okay.
That's state's regulations? Or where's that come?
And-
Okay.
and-
State
yeah,
regulation.
State regulation.
Okay.
Of a
All
breakaway.
right. Anyone else want to address the commission on this issue? Okay. If not, all in favor of the motion, the amended motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.